Good morning, students. Today, let us start with one more small chapter in the in PUC first year. That is S block elements. So here, majorly in S block elements, the questions will be asked related to alkali metals as well as alkaline earth metals, and the questions basically will be with reference to related to oxides and the activity or reactivity of these metal ions and what happens to their ionization energy, their hydration energy, and the chemical properties related to these S block elements. So now let us discuss some of the important MCQs of the chapter S block elements. So first question: among the alkali metals, cesium is the most reactive metal because so here they are asking about cesium. So when it comes to cesium, cesium is an alkali metal. You should know the sequence related to what alkali metals. So it starts with what? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, as well as francium. So they are asking the property of what? Cesium. So all these alkali metals, they have NS1 as its outermost electronic configuration. So NS1 is the outermost electronic configuration for all these S block elements. Either it can be lithium or sodium or potassium, rubidium, cesium or francium. So it consists one electron in the outermost shell. Now it has been asked that among the alkali metals, cesium is the most reactive metal because its incomplete shell is nearer to the nucleus. It has a single electron in the valence shell. It is heaviest alkali metal. The outermost electron is more loosely bound than the outermost electron of the other alkali metals. So when we go through with all these alkali metals, when we move down the group, atomic number goes on increases, as well as atomic size also goes on increases. As the atomic size goes on increases, distance of nucleus towards outermost electron, distance of nucleus towards outermost electron goes on increases. Hence the outermost electron will be more loosely binded towards the nucleus. So by considering all this, option D is the correct statement. That is, the outermost electron is more loosely bound than the outermost electron of the other alkali metals. Next one, question number 2. When KBr is dissolved in water, K plus ions are. So here it has been given that when KBr undergoes ionization, it forms K plus as well as Br minus. Here K plus ions which has been formed, these K plus ions are hydrated due to ionic character. They are hydrated due to ionic character. So when KBr undergoes ionization, it forms K plus as well as Br minus ion. These K plus ions are hydrated due to the ionic character or ionic nature. Because of this, KBr is soluble in water. So when we go through with this, here one should know that the K plus ions get hydrated. Hence, the correct option for the given question is what? Option A. Next one, question number 3. The characteristic not related to alkali metal is their ions are isoelectronic with noble gases. Yes, it is true. They have low melting point. Yes, this is also true. Low electronegativity. True. High ionization energy. No, high ionization energy is the false statement because when we consider with alkali metal, all alkali metals have one electron in its outermost shell, where this one electron requires minimum energy to remove. Hence, IE1 for alkali metals is always less. Hence, here it has been given as high ionization energy. That high ionization energy is the wrong statement. Next one, question number 4. For alkali metals, which one of the following trends is incorrect? Hydration energy trend is correct because we know that lithium exhibits a maximum hydration energy as compared to that of sodium, potassium and rubidium. Ionization energy, yes, because of its smallest size, lithium requires more energy as compared to that of sodium, potassium and rubidium. Second one is also true. Atomic size, lithium is smaller in size as compared to sodium, potassium, rubidium. That is also true. Here, density, what they have given, the density statement is incorrect. That is, option C is incorrect, because we should know that the density, we should know that density gradually increases on moving. Density gradually increases on moving down from lithium to cesium. But here what they have given, here they have given that density goes on decreases. So hence option C is the wrong statement that has been given, because one should know that the density gradually increases on moving down from lithium to cesium. Next one, question number 5. Which one of the following is true? NaOH is used in the concentration of bauxite ore. NaOH is the primary standard in volumetric analysis. No, it is false. Manganese hydroxide is soluble in excess of NaOH. No. NaOH solution does not react with chlorine. No, it reacts with chlorine. So which one of the following is true? Option A is true, because when we go through with this reaction, that is the bauxite ore, Al2O3 XH2O, when it is made to react or combine with NaOH, it forms sodium meta-aluminate, that is NaAlOH 4 times. Hence, the option A is the correct statement. Next one, question number 6. So when it comes to question number 6, the reaction between sodium and water can be made less vigorous by. So here the reaction between, we know that when sodium is added with water, hydrogen gas is readily liberated along with the formation of NaOH. So here this reaction can be made less by adding amalgamated sodium. So that is lowering the temperature, adding a little alcohol, amalgamating sodium, adding a little acetic acid. So the reaction can be made very less by adding amalgamating sodium, which is given by the option C.